Okay, so we've talked about why. Why would we go and make disciples? You know, Jesus commands it, and it's part of our identity. And then we talked about who to begin with. You see, the world's a big place, so who do we begin making disciples of? And you know, one of the best places to begin is just with those people you already know. Start praying for them regularly. Start looking for a way to reach out to them and to share the gospel with them and invite them to follow Jesus. And then we've talked about what to say. You see, every disciple needs to know what to say. And there's two things you can share. You can share your story, but you know what? Share the gospel with people. People desperately need to hear the gospel and be invited to follow Jesus. And now we're going to look at when. When will we go and do this? And we're going to set some goals together. Okay? So the first goal we're going to set is this. When can we make time to pray for the people on our people map? And we're going to pray daily for them. Just build into our daily prayers real focus time on praying for the people on your people map. Okay, so why don't you set a time when you could do that each day? You know, for me, maybe about 7 a.m. is when I normally pray. And I've built in just time every day to pray for the people on my map, those that I'm closest to. Okay. And the second goal we're going to set is share. And we're talking about sharing the gospel, sharing the 3 circles with someone. Okay? So when you look at your map, who's the first person you want to go and share the gospel with? Okay, who's the first person? So who? And when could you do that? Okay? Or maybe when will you contact them to try and arrange that? Okay, so put somebody's name, set a time when you're either going to contact them or go see them, and maybe just offer to pray for them. And then say, you know, could I share with you how I came near to God? I've never shared that with you before. Do you mind if I take a few minutes to share with you? And see what they say. Okay? Great. And then 411. You know what the 411 is? It's this, that's right. 4 questions, 1 sheet of paper, 1 hour. Now, do you know a believer? You know, perhaps somebody in your church, somebody in a church across town, maybe a believer in your family, or even a brand new disciple that you know, okay, that you could train in the 411, in these things that we're talking about. So who could you go and train, and when could you go and do that, or when could you contact them to arrange that? And there must be somebody, you know, you've looked at this and you've thought, wow, this is so good. And you're already thinking, it'd be great if I could share this with this person. Okay? So why don't you just put their name down and set a time when you're going to go and do that. Okay, excellent, well done. And then, you know, when we get to the end of this time in the 411, what we say is this. You know, I've really enjoyed this hour we've spent together and just training you. And I was wondering, I've got some other things I've been learning. I wondered, could we meet again to share some more about these things? Would you be up for that? And so we're going to ask, when could we meet again? Okay. And then we're going to ask, where could we meet? And we're always looking to go and meet with people where they are. Okay. And then who else do you know who might want to meet with us and learn these things? And you know what you might find is there'll be whole groups of people who want to begin to meet together, learn the 411, and then there are some other things you could be able to teach them. Okay? And there's your goals. This is the when. Okay, so why don't you just fill that out with your partner where you are, and then just turn to each other, just share your goals with each other. Maybe agree how you're going to hold each other to account for that. Could you meet in a few days and see how you're getting on? And then why don't you pray for each other now? Okay, you could pray for the people on your map, and you could pray for each other that God fills you with power and confidence to go and do these things. And that's the 411. There we go. Great. Thanks, everyone.